Today's warm-up is making this tattoo look a little cleaner. I drew this in the last art fight video as a warm-up, and I'm gonna finish it as a warm-up because even though this is a final project or product, it doesn't need to like look amazing. So it fits as a warm-up to me. Probably gonna have to do this a few times. I don't usually draw this way, but we'll see how it goes. Alfred. Oh my gosh, cat. I wish you could see her. She's right in my way. Alfred. Honey. Oh my gosh. Okay. Please don't come back. What am I gonna do about the eye? It could come from here. That's not bad. Let's make the fur look a bit more like ocean waves. Okay, we're thinking ocean. I guess I could look at my own tattoo. I have waves right here. I guess they're more rounded at the ends. Maybe here instead. Kind of to match that. So these two align, and then these two align. Then maybe I can throw in like a wave here. Alright, and now for the eye. Oh, I almost like that. Let's do that again, but like better. Definitely a version. I don't think it's the final version. I did just remember that it needs to curve more, so that sucks. Let's do one more. Okay. Cute. Honestly, I'm happy with that. And now I get to actually work on the thing I'm looking forward to. Well, today. Not that I'm looking forward to the dog less, because I think a tattoo is cool, but I'm much better at painting than I am at drawing, so I'm looking forward to painting. Today we are working on Marla, FBI agent who definitely isn't a vampire, since she is 25,000 years old. I figured we could go for a classical painting look. Maybe Art Nouveau, just because I like that style. And it'll fit her, because she would have been alive. This is not mine, by the way. This is Lala Loopsy. It's adorable. Okay, so let's sketch her real quick. And a bit of downturned eyes, which I adore. I think I subconsciously drew her like Shadowheart. That wasn't on purpose. Alright, so here's the face that we're going to be working with. She looks much scarier on camera. She looks softer in person. Either works. And now we get to the part where I haven't made any decisions yet. I love the Art Nouveau style, so I think a frame would be fun. I think giving her a higher collar would be fun. So maybe like It's gonna be really rushed. Something like that. So I like this type of shirt. But then I kind of like, and then maybe cut it here. And then this becomes like part of the frame. And then we have the typical like Art Nouveau-esque patterns and stuff. Maybe. This feels plain here now. I kind of like this. I think I'm gonna go with it. Maybe we'll match like, I need to see it. Let's do this digitally. Okay, so this is the plan. First, I need, I think, a lighter background. And there's cat fur already. That's fine. Okay, let's give this more of a sunsetty orange. Let me just mix this up real quick. Cool. Okay, perfect. I love when I get a color on the first try. There's this dark scribble on the side because I was testing my paint pens ages ago. And this is the only clean-ish canvas that I have with me right now. So I'm just gonna cover it. I just want to plan a bit of the shapes for this. I think her head will be about here. And the collar will be here. Shoulders. And then this is the tough part. The circle. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but I'm just etching in the texture of the guidelines that I want to have later. So off to the side, I have the quick sketch. It might be easiest to start with the silver, and then doing the red, and then doing the white at the end. Alright, this is definitely too much blue. Especially against the orange, it's gonna look very bright. This looks much better. This is almost the exact shade as in the sketch. Look at that. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I can commit. I'm so good at committing. Here we go. These come all the way in to touch her shoulders, which I really like. So we're gonna do. So these are the general shapes. Now I need a darker blue for the actual frame, like, detail. The red will fill in this space. Let's see how this turns out. God, it might be perfect. It's a bit purpley, but I like that. I feel like a maroon-leaning red is always good for vampires. I think that looks nice. hard to see on camera. It's very brown, but beside the blue, it'll look red. We'll just use the same brush. I like the size for this size canvas. It's small, so the mistakes that I make with it are also small. It's very convenient. Oh yeah, that looks gorgeous. It's very lip stain blood color. Last but not least, we have these shapes down here. My concern now is that in my reference, her neck is like way too long. Because I drew like the collar really big and I didn't think about where her shoulders are. So I might have to shift this up to make the proportions make more sense. It's not a bad draft, but I definitely see what I will fix when I put down the face colors, which is good. So I'm glad I did that. Oh, I just realized there's one other thing that's the same shade as her hair, and that's her lips. Let me go ahead and do those now. Alright, slowly coming together. Oh, you have a pretty bad angle of it, actually. There you go. Actually, I might let this dry overnight, and then get the paint pens and then doodle in the detail work, so that I don't have to use a brush. Make it a little easier on myself. So first we're gonna do the big collar. I haven't decided what type of background music to use for this video, but I'm thinking maybe something spooky since she's a vampire. I think that would be cute. I think aesthetically my favorites are Halloween and then Easter. I really like pastels and cute animals, but I like vampires and ghouls more. Which is funny considering my brand. Although to be fair, depending on the brand aspect that you're focusing on, because I would say Bite Mark is a rather Halloween-like name, but what I write is very like cute and cozy, which is objectively more Easter. I guess it depends on how you like to celebrate Halloween. It can be a cozy Halloween. I would say that fits Bite Mark great. Of course, that has no relevance to these art fight videos, but in the future I'm gonna do like videos of me making stickers for my characters and not art fight characters. I wonder what time it is. Or, oh my god, I thought it was still like 3 a.m. I think I'll do the red first and then the white. So it's like the light is shining on her. I think that'd be cute. She's like glowing. Let's throw a little red in there. Throw a little hot red in there. I've been rewatching the original like first run through Marvel movies. I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man coming up. I have a Linkin Park song stuck in my head. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's Somewhere I Belong. Is that a song? I think it's that, yeah. Can't hum it. YouTube will get me. Well, I'm actually humming it a lot, but I just cut around it. I've been watching a bunch of Mecha Chameleon videos, and just seeing this part makes me think of that little icon guy. Like T-posing, you know? I guess painting also, subconsciously, I'm like, oh, I'm playing Mecha Chameleon. the first time I had to do that today, but that was all off. That was all off. Let's try that again. These patterns are so intricate that this side is actually dry as I've been working on this side, so I won't have to pause as much, which is really nice. Although I was reading Witch Hat Atelier, so I didn't mind the pause, but my sleep schedule, if I can even call it that, would appreciate if I probably cared about it a little. Though to be fair, I sleep enough. I just sleep at weird hours. I think my circadian rhythm is so fucked that I'm like built for third shift no matter what I'm doing. Because like, tell me why I am self-employed and I'm working at 4 a.m. I'm like, what the hell? That's a choice that I'm making. Not really. It doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like how my brain works. It only sucks when I have things to do like a normal person, and like Walmart isn't 24 hours anymore. That kind of sucks. Every time I remember that I need like any groceries, it is like 10 p.m. and I'm just like, well, I guess I shall simply get very creative with dinner tonight. Here's how the palette's looking so far. Sometimes the paint water is so pretty. Like, that was such a nice shade of pink washing that down. Looked like Pepto-Bismol. Which might sound contradictory to a nice shade of pink, but it was a nice shade for paint. I think I'm gonna end the recording here and come back tomorrow, because it is 5:13 a.m. and I have not slept. So, good night. Okay, it is the next day. I need a bunch of grays and white. So the goal is to cover all of the orange. While I was getting ready for bed last night, I got like second wind, and I was utterly convinced that I could just come back out and like keep working on this. I did intend to, and then I got out of the shower and saw my bed. So that didn't work out. I'm glad it didn't. I did need sleep. I think that was definitely the wrong call. It would have been funny though. I think half the things I said last night, I immediately followed up with editor me, cut that out. Because I was just delirious and tired and a little high on caffeine because Monster energy drink. This is a pretty opaque gray. I think it'll only take 2 layers probably. Hey Alfred. Oh, you just reminded me I have tea over there. You cannot get in my lap right now, girl. Oh, are you gonna try anyway? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Alfred. Do you like the painting? Is that yes? I love you. This is not cuddle time right now. Okay, you can stay there, but if you get your fur in my paint, I'm gonna be upset. Immediately tries to drink the paint water. Okay, goodbye, Alfred. She's still in my lap. She refuses to go. So while I'm looking at these, I think one of these grays can be used for the shadows on her face. I went a little high here by accident, but it's okay. While those transitions dry, I'm going to go back in with the second coat. Next transition shade. It's the same gray that I think will look good in her face. I think I'm gonna color in one of her ears and see if it suits her well. Little break and let that dry. And go get dinner, actually. Alright, back from dinner, and now back to painting this white circle. It is definitely not a circle, but it's alright. The second I got in the car, I realized I hadn't thrown out the paint water. I was really worried that my cat would have tried to drink the paint water, but luckily for me, she's never interested in something unless I am paying attention to it. And then it becomes like her problem. So the paint water was untouched. I think I'm going to use some of the grays for her face now. Thinking what's on her now is this one. So I think I'll use this one around the eyes and get some of that shading back. First, I'm going to touch up all of the gray so that she looks less orange. I think her face is done, aside from her eyes. I'm going to get my really tiny brush. I'm going to add the detail for this, and also in here. I might do something with these. I haven't decided yet. Probably not, though, because they'll look simple next to the busyness of this, which will be a nice contrast. And then the red haze around here and around her. And I think that's it. So I saved this background shade, which is what we are drawing over. And I'm just gonna take some of it and lay it on this real quick. So this is the same color as the border for the frame. I think it's pretty dry now, so we'll go ahead and test. I want to test this one. This is what we're working with. I think maybe these two, maybe these two, and we'll see from there. Hopefully one of these works. Oh, hi Alfred. I moved my camera, honey. Alfred, stop eating the plant. I think this one is my favorite, which is this color, because it'll be something like this. Just like random doodles. I like this color. I'm a bit nervous about this, so I think I'm actually gonna zone out and just put music on and not talk to you so that I can be as like in the flow as possible. I think this is done. I also added a little bit at the bottom, which can't really show you because I hit the wall, but there's some at the bottom too. You'll see the final in a second. But I think I'm happy with this. I just wanted it to look chaotic, which I feel like, it does. Cool. Okay, there's layer one. Let's go in again. Alright, and then now around her hair. This is going to be tricky because I care about this part more. Okay. Alright. I think that's done. I need to take a photo and then figure out how to write it in as an attack. Okay, I took the photo. Yay! And now I'm going to find out how to put it up on Artfight. I've done this once before, so I'm not super confident, but I at least know that I can do it. So here is her info. cute. So, I want to read the attack guide one more time. I would like to say that I have a lot of time invested in this, but I also just kind of draw slow. So I'm not gonna pick it. Let's just attack. Thank you for sharing. This canvas is about 11 by 14, and I had a blast working on it. Thank you for the opportunity to paint this cool vampire lady. I chose to paint her because she would have been alive before cameras when painted portraits were common. I think I'm gonna move this down. This is headshot. It is drawing. It is clean sketch. Painted. Minimal shading. And a pattern background. I'm still iffy on the polish. I don't think I'm gonna click it, but like I want to in my heart. But I won't. Yes. 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 Cool. Oh, this one is right side up. My last one was flipped on its side. It's funny that the points awarded are actually less than my last one, but the last one took me like a few hours and this one took me 2 days. But that's fine. I'm not mad at it, I guess. Alright. The next attack will be someone in comedy or mystery, since I'm in tragedy. I don't have anything lined up, but I'll just scroll through and pick one the next few days.